Ba-ba-dum. Hi there, good afternoon. Welcome to this 1,017th Piano Hangout live stream. I'm your host, Timmermans. I'm a composer for video games and a certified game music nerd, and I will be playing lots of game music for you all, and suggestions, as always, are welcome. Quite a few people in the chat already, that's very nice to see. Hi, Palette Fingers, Nairu, Not Paru, hey. Aspiring Hero Games says, oh yeah, it's every flavor of jam time. I do love me some jam. I like jams. We'll have some sweet jams, we'll have some other jams. Hi, Cannoli, good afternoon. Good morning, Haru Warrior. Altar of Hi, Examente, hi. Good morning. Hey, CJ Adams. Jam and cheese and coffee. So I wanted to begin this stream with a couple of announcements. As is becoming usual, a new Celtic track has just been released on Spotify. I'm releasing an album with Celtic Zelda covers, Hyrule Highlands 3. It's the third volume already. I'm releasing it single by single. I have two more lined up, two bangers lined up for you all. But the one that made it onto Spotify recently was Skyloft. So I wanted to play that and jam along with it a little bit. That's the first jam we'll have today. Do not tell your dentist that you're having so many jams. And after that, I have another very cool little announcement. But first, let's give Skyloft a listen, and I will be playing some piano along with it. Yeah. Skyloft. Such a nice track. Very nice to do a Celtic cover of it. It was one of those Celtic covers that just kind of appeared. I had to play the instruments, but it made so much sense to make a Celtic cover of this. So, yeah. Good morning, Zila. Hi, Dinoco Sparrow. Lazarus, good morning. Palette Fingers says, I'm learning Irish dancing and suddenly found out some versions you do are jigs and I can dance to them. That makes sense. Hi, the Snowy. Welcome. Exumente says something puzzling that the comments are disabled for the parasailing minigame theme video. That's weird, because I do like my comment sections usually. And it's one of my greatest hits. Oh, now I'm typing. Oh, that doesn't matter. Are the comments disabled? I'm seeing comments here, Exumente. Minigame, parasail music. Yep. So that's something weird on the other end, I think. The second little announcement that I have is something very cool, and you will not be able to guess it. So, a patron of mine, Hoppip, asked me if I would like to have a shield from Zelda. So apparently they're able to make shields appear out of video games. Or perhaps they're making it themselves. It's very nice. I just got it through the mail. It crossed the Atlantic Ocean. Let's see if I can get it on camera. Just a second. Ooh, this is difficult. This is difficult. Perhaps like this. There you go. Ta-ta! Ooh, it's actually one of my favorite shields in the game. It's quite hard to come by. But they actually made this. Which is crazy. Like it's like actual wood and metal and leather and all that kind of stuff. So it's going in the studio as a decoration. Very, very nice. The kid also wants to play with it, but it's decorative. There's quite a few sharp edges here. So, but now he also wants one in his room, and I also want one in my studio. So I think we're going to have to make arrangements. But just very happy. It's so cool. It looks so authentic, and it's lovely. So thank you so much, Hoppip. This is amazing. Thank you for your lovely letter as well. In the packaging. Tiny little plug. Hoppip is able to make more shields like these. So if you like that, I will put contact information to Hoppip in the comment section of this video. So if you like it, scroll down in a few hours and contact them. I'm so happy with this one. Yeah, it's super cool. They're also a patron, so I'm not sure why I deserve this. So they're supporting me on Patreon, and they're making this awesome shield for me. Hashtag blessed and everything. Yeah, super cool. It's the Hunter shield. Yeah. That's like two others, right? With the same shape. There's like the Fisher shield with the two fishes, and then there's another, the Traveler shield. I think those three were the choices. Backpack Studios says, watch as his inbox is suddenly flooded. Hi, Guru, welcome. All right. Those were the announcements. So let's just hang out and play some tunes. I could be talking all day. I've got a few other interesting musical things going on, including a few that I'm not allowed to talk about, but also a few nice experiments that I'm working with. But we'll talk about that later. Hi Yuri, welkom. Hey, there's Hoppip in the chat under the name Lemon Games. They say, glad you like it. The other two are the Emblazoned and the Fisherman's, which I made as well. Ah, right. So when I was unwrapping this, the kid was walking, and he's 10 years old now. He's like, "Whoa, what's that? Is that one real?" It's green is his favorite color as well, so he's stoked. He's stoked, but it's mine. If he wants his own shield, he has to start his own Patreon. Yes, Dana Cospero, I'm Dutch. One very important word in Dutch, if you want to learn Dutch, is snert. Snert is a kind of soup, but it's also like the word that you teach children if you want them to use cursing words that are a little bit more child friendly. Snert. It's lovely. It's the best Dutch word for sure. All right. Oh, Samuel is asking about the Switch 2 as well. That's an interesting question. So just a tiny little bit of talking. I've been following the Switch 2 stuff for years at this point, which I do not recommend for your mental health. I definitely recommend, as far as Nintendo is concerned, just don't follow any rumors. Just use your Switch and see what news comes up on the Switch, and then walk into a store every now and again. But you know, the Switch successor has been rumored since 2019. It was supposed to be a Switch Pro. That didn't really happen. That turned out to be the Switch OLED, which is a very nice update, by the way. And then it was supposed to perhaps release along with Tears of the Kingdom. That didn't happen as well. These are all rumors that are not substantiated in any way. This is just rumor mill kind of stuff. But many, reliable people were thinking that it would come this year, like 2024. Is it 2020? Yeah, oh my god. 2024. But now Nintendo themselves has finally said something, which is they will announce something this fiscal year, which means between now and March 2025. The specifications, the technical specifications have already kind of leaked out. Similarly to the original Switch, you can compare it to a modern PC, but like a very, very small downscaled version of that. Which is exciting, because it's got all kinds of fancy new technology in it. And the Switch was definitely a very powerful tablet for its time when it released, and this one seems to be similar. So very excited about this, but I won't be following too many rumors, because rumors will drive you mad. At least drive me mad. I just hope we have some cool new announcements again next month. Maybe Metroid Prime 4 even. Ooh. There's also the red light there, which is a infrared light that I was using against a sinus infection. I'm going to remove it because it looks distracting. Okay. Now I'm going to play piano. I promise. I'll play piano. Yuri says, I'm from Flanders and I've never heard the word snert. They say it in the Donald Duck strips at times, Yuri. Yes, Stephanie, definitely start cursing with snert. Yeah, it definitely has buckets energy. Stroopwafel is also a very important word. But that one you can't just use in everyday conversation. Just say stroopwafel, that's weird. But snert is possible. Exactly, they're too good to be using as a swearing word. All right, piano time. There was an interesting suggestion by Isaac. Says, could you try Axe to Grind from Persona 5 Strikers? Trying, yes. Succeeding, we'll see. Persona 5 Strikers Axe to Grind. Okay. Oh, that's an interesting groove.
but you may have to show him what you're capable of. Not the one to lose. I'll make expertise, inspire stories. So just don't face in the crowd. Let's go out. The fire's just begun. You're only a square one. Did I even try? Do not bore me with pathetic logic. Gonna move on till you're gone. Out of my sight for your position's tragic. Day and night, searching all around. Now, on through empty words, wasting away hours. Moving like something you're not. Reason though, go find an extra grind. I take colors but not of mine. Look, I messed up. Time to take a step back and realize that I am lame. Such a shame. Hideous walking, arrogance in disguise. I've been nice.
It's nice. I do love me some groovy jams, especially if there's only 3 chords, then I can play along easily. 3 chords, 4 chords. Nice. It's a bop. There was a nice bridge in there that had some other stuff going on. Oh yeah. Good morning, Eric. Oh no, Wolf Chanel says, speaking of Dutch, my wife has recently been playing Europapa on repeat and it's now stuck in my head. Can you play something that'll get it unstuck? So I've actually succeeded. Europapa is the Eurovision Song Festival thing that the Netherlands sent, which is, let's just say it's not really my thing. And I've succeeded by a miracle. I have never heard it before. Only my kid sometimes sings it to tease me. But I've never heard the original. So this entire stream is dedicated to everybody who wants to get Europapa unstuck. Not sure what happened. Sometimes I just start playing a riff and then see where it takes me. Maybe not the most fitting way to play the Tears of the Kingdom theme, but still. Patiti piti pee pee. Adapapay piti pee pee poo. Pee 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 pee. Maybe I have to fiddle around with different samples on this thing more. Yeah. Just a short Donkey Kong distraction. It's kind of marvelous how good David Wise is at making you feel like it's the 90s. There's something in his compositions that just feel like they're straight out of 1995 or something. I love it. Of course, there was rubbish music too in 1995, but not what I'm trying to say. Tinkering those ivories. Let's catch up on the chat a little bit again. The cheese. Kinolia asks, I have to play Skyward Sword someday. Is the Switch HD version that much better? I do have the Wii one laying somewhere. I haven't played the Wii version, but I've seen it in action, and I feel like the Switch version doesn't make a lot of just little nips and tucks that make it flow a lot better. So if you're sensitive to mandatory dialogue, just constantly interrupting the gameplay, if that sounds like something that you will be really irritated by, then the Switch version is definitely the one to go, because they changed a lot of the mandatory dialogue into optional dialogue for the Switch version. So it's much less distracting from what I've seen. Also, the Switch version runs at double the frame rate, which just looks super nice and works much better with the motion controls. At least people who've played both, I've heard that they say that the motion controls work a bit better in the Switch version. So if you can find one second hand, you also get surround sound on the Switch version. So, but if you already have it and these changes sound like not too much for you, you can of course go with the Wii version too. Timmy says something interesting. Timmy says, I still remember the Skyward Sword versus Skyrim battle raging in late 2011. So many threads and forums everywhere like, I can only buy one the game this holiday season. Should I get Skyward Sword or Skyrim? Yep. I remember that as well. I remember even being in the camp that Skyrim was more on the side of what Zelda could potentially be than Skyward Sword was. Because I was on the Zelda should be open world train like starting from Twilight Princess, essentially. And then with Skyward Sword going even less open than Twilight Princess, I felt like that was a step in the wrong direction. And ever since playing Morrowind, so that's like not the predecessor to Skyrim, but the one before that, I was like, yeah, this is the way to go. Like, this is a completely open world running on a GameCube level hardware that would fit Zelda so well. So back then I would have said buy Skyrim, but I do feel like Skyward Sword has stood the test of time better, in a way, because I've tried to replay Skyrim a lot of times, and every time my first reaction is, wow, this is amazing, like this thick atmosphere of this fascinating environment design in Skyrim is fantastic. But ultimately it all comes down to just kind of mindless hack and slash stuff, which doesn't really work for me. I kind of have I don't really like killing humanoid characters in video games, which is weird, I know, but still. And Skyrim is an RPG, so you should have the options to solve situations non-violently. But that in Skyrim that just wasn't the case, and in Morrowind, 2 games before that was the case. So that was kind of souring my Skyrim experience. While Skyward Sword, I didn't play when it released because it was like they're going the wrong way with Zelda. But then Breath of the Wild took everything from Skyrim that was good, and from Morrowind and Oblivion, and other stuff as well, and made it feel good to do. Not just a cool environment to be in, but just game mechanics-wise also something very nice to play. And then I went back to Skyward Sword, mainly because I heard the soundtrack was amazing. And I think Skyward Sword stands the test of time a lot better. Because the things that Skyward Sword sets out to do, it does with such finesse. Essentially, the puzzly action, like level-based Zelda. Essentially, that's what it is, in my opinion. It does that super well. So yeah, I also think Skyward Sword looks better. Like now, 35 years removed from release, I think Skyward Sword could pass as a modern game in a lot of instances, and Skyrim just can't as easily. So interesting discussion. But Skyrim, of course, is one of the most influential games of the past few decades, for good and for ill. But if you ever thought about playing Skyrim and you haven't yet, don't play Morrowind instead. That's Elder Scrolls 3. It's really crusty and old, but the environmental storytelling and just the world building in general in Morrowind, and also the world design, like it's open world, but stuff is quite close together. I completely recommend playing Morrowind. It holds up so well. I think Morrowind from 2002 holds up better than Skyrim from 2011. Anyways, that's the end of my rant. I missed so much chat. I'm sorry, folks. Hey, Vivian. Dankjewel. We'll keep jamming. I'm playing on a Nord Grand, using the Italian Grand sample set. And that's the sound you get on just about every Nord piano or keyboard. Like you get multiple piano sounds, and this one is by far the favorite piano sound ever. This one is also a contender. I used this one on the recent Pieces of Heart 2 album with the jazz. There's a few jazz tracks. Mifa's theme has a jazz version, Song of Storms and Lost Woods. And I used this piano sound on that. See you later, the Snowy. Missing all kinds of stuff. Mokta says, have you considered composing for games and such? I would be ecstatic seeing your name in a video game credit under music. I'm working on it. So I actually started doing this 3 years ago at this point. And There's a game coming out soon for Switch and PC and the other consoles as well, I think, with an enormous soundtrack written by yours truly. That ranges from jazzy stuff to folk stuff to orchestral stuff to even some rock stuff. I will play some tracks from that soon. It's called Soul Stalker. It's coming soon. Like it's going through the final checks before release. And I also work on a few other games. The most exciting ones are under NDA, so I can talk about that. But I'm also composing for Guild Saga, which is like a tactical RPG in the Final Fantasy Tactics vein for PC. That's more on the fantasy side of my composing. So I'm working on it. I'm actually able to do some groceries from doing game music nowadays. So that's super weird and very cool. Canoli says, do you know Gothic? I think it released just some time before Morrowind. I have heard of Gothic, and the Gothic developers are actually not that far away, like geographically from me, because I live on the border between the Netherlands and Germany, and they live like just an hour's drive over the border towards Germany. But I haven't actually played. I've heard that Gothic 2, I think, or Gothic 3 perhaps, released around Morrowind's release time, and was supposed to be just about as buggy and just about as great as Morrowind, but I haven't actually played it yet, but I should. Hey, Xavier. Stephanie Turner says, composing music buys you cheese? Nice! It does. It buys me lots of cheese and also a new guitar. Thank you, Rayusha. Hi from the Netherlands. Yes, I will play Riverside from Triforce Heroes. That's actually a fantastic soundtrack. There we go. Oh yeah, this is such a great track. It's written by Ryo Nagamatsu, and he actually left Nintendo last year. He's going freelance now, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do. This is so nice. Very Studio Ghibli-like. Yeah, this is great. This makes me want to play Link's Awakening again. Ryo Nagamatsu also did the soundtrack for Link's Awakening. And Link Between Worlds, of course, which is one of my favorite soundtracks. I want to try to figure out what he's doing in the harmony here. Oh, it's just a seven chord. Something going on in the top line in the strings there. Actually reminds me of some of Sakamoto's work on Final Fantasy XII. Also has kind of this bright, colorful, kind of tense harmonic work. Very cool. Hey Panzu, thank you. Hey Joe Bucks, welcome. Wolf Chanel asks, what's your favorite song from Link Between Worlds? Oh, I think that one's my favorite. And that's funny because earlier we had a kind of mind reading exercise in the chat. And now it happened again because at the moment when there's a delay between the video and the chat. But at the moment when I started playing Hilda's theme, Guru Guru said Hilda's theme is so underrated. So that's funny. Examanta says, I love the mashup of Hilda and Zelda's themes arranged by Tim. Yeah, so for Hyrule Highlands 2, I made a Celtic version. Actually, for the first Hyrule Highlands, I made a Celtic version of like a mashup of Hilda's theme and Zelda's Lullaby. And I couldn't get it through licensing. But fortunately, my friend Sam from Zelda Reorchestrated, we like co-produced Hyrule Highlands 2, and he was able to get it through licensing. So thank you, Sam, wherever you are. You're not really replying to my messages anymore, but I just want to say I appreciate you. Because if I remember correctly, Hilda's theme is based on Zelda's theme. I'm not complete. I think there's a video of that on YouTube somewhere. Both Ballad of the Goddess and Hilda's theme are based on Zelda's theme. But one is like a reverse Zelda's theme, and the other one is like an inverse Zelda's theme, where every step upward becomes a step downward. Something like that. I'm not completely sure, but very interesting. Pom pom. Yeah. Skyrim's main theme. I actually prefer Morrowind's, of course, and they're very similar. But it goes like. Sorry, that's Oblivion's version of the main theme. That's. No, it's also Skyrim's version. I thought. I'm definitely going to clip that for a video. Those two tracks just I didn't even have to do anything. Thank you. um Anyways, that was weird. Something kind of to control. Thank you, everybody. I do actually have to play two things now to complete this. One of which is the original incarnation of this theme from Morrowind, and the other one is the piece of music that Morrowind's composer actually kind of stole, a classical piece of music, to write Morrowind's main theme. So I'll play those two. Kind of trying to see if I can remember the key for Morrowind. And then the classical piece, which is called Jupiter, the middle part of Jupiter. That's not true. That's not true either. So if that's news to you, you should definitely give Jupiter a listen. Gustav Holst, yeah, like Stephanie Turner says. It's essentially just Morrowind's theme is essentially like more or less a more elegant version of Holst. I actually wrote an original composition. An original composition that's then a response again to Morrowind's main theme. But let's not play that right now because I've been going on this tangent for a little bit too long. But you'll hear it soon enough. It's part of a new project I've been doing. Ta 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 ya da dum pom 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 ya da. Sophia of Hyrule has a question that's very a good question to answer because that's always been a little bit nebulous. They say, "Hey Tim, I have a question. Will you add your Age of Calamity and Tears of the Kingdom songs to Apple Music? They're not there yet." Right. So I'd love to, but it's kind of out of my hands because the situation is as follows. I can only put music on Spotify and Apple Music, etc., if there has been an official soundtrack release. either in the US or Japan. If there hasn't been an official soundtrack release, I cannot get a license to put the cover on Spotify or Apple Music. YouTube is a lot more lenient with that, and that's a kind of another story entirely. But Spotify and Apple Music, you need to have a license from Nintendo to put your cover on there, and they get a piece of the revenue. So the bad news is, I don't think the Hyrule Warriors soundtracks ever had official soundtrack releases. What I could try, what I've just been realizing, is I could, because lots of those Age of Calamity tracks sound a lot like Breath of the Wild tracks, I could just get a license for the Breath of the Wild version. So that might be something to try. The good news is, there will be a Tears of the Kingdom official soundtrack release on July the 31st. So after July the 31st, I will be able to put my Tears of the Kingdom stuff on Spotify and Apple Music, etc. So that's good news. And I've just realized that there might be a way to put some of the Age of Calamity stuff on there as well, but only the stuff that's similar to Breath of the Wild stuff. So the track we all want to have on Spotify, of course, is this one. But that's not from Breath of the Wild, so I probably won't be able to license that. That's a situation. T. All right. So, Fitcha, I'm going to take a look at the Age of Calamity stuff and see what is licensable through Breath of the Wild, because I haven't actually thought of that yet. They say, I thought copyright law didn't apply to transformative works. Yeah, that's the fair use policy, I think, that you're referencing there. But if you're talking about like music streaming or buying platforms, you have to get a license for the composition. So the performance is mine. If I perform someone else's composition, the performance is mine, but the composition is not mine, and I have to get a license for that. It's very murky, and it kind of took me years to really understand all this stuff. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. Lots of talking today. I hope you folks don't mind. I'm also playing some piano, though. Time for more piano. Yeah. Yeah. I actually can't remember Sunshine Seaside DBZ production, so we're gonna have to stop there. Yeah. No, it's not the end of the stream. Nah. Hey, Antique Monk, welcome. Boom. Right to you then. Yeah, we're definitely going to have Tears of the Kingdom Warriors game. For sure. It's kind of weird that they made those character designs and well, let's not grouse about Tears of the Kingdom too much. That could be a cool way for them to explore Zonai Age. There's approximately 100 gems left to taste. What do you folks think? Metroid Prime 4 this year? They've been at it for a while. Recently, I've been watching. There was a race, Metroid Dread race, on Awesome Games Done Quick. And Metroid Dread was the first like Metroidvania game that really clicked with me. It's actually one of one of my favorite games. And just two people just moving through that game so expertly, and with the amazing animation work. It was very satisfying to watch. So if you want something to watch, and you're a nerd like me, definitely check out the Metroid Dread speedrunning race from Games Done Quick. Very fun. See you later, Stephanie. Yeah, there was a first anniversary Tears of the Kingdom animation illustration. That was fun. Metroid Prime 4 to release in 2368. Oh yeah, Examentus says, man, I love the way they played the main theme in the middle of Rauru's sacrifice when he said, remember this name. Yeah, that's I think that's the single cutscene where they really had me. I was like, ooh, where is this going? And it was the final cutscene. I would definitely play the Demon Dragon theme at one point. So when the Tears of the Kingdom soundtrack releases and the stuff is able to go to Spotify, I wanted to revisit Tears of the Kingdom earlier, but then of course we all got sick here. But definitely going to revisit some Tears of the Kingdom stuff. I actually wanted to try Queen Gibdo first. Because that's one of the best boss fights in Zelda, in my opinion. T. So that's a couple of deep cuts. The second track has been guessed. Very good, Eric. There was Eyes on Me from Final Fantasy VIII. The other track has not been guessed. It's actually on my channel somewhere. So there's a discussion going on in the chat about having Zelda be playable as a protagonist in Zelda games, and I actually agree. I would even go a step further, and I think I'm kind of the an outlier in this. Someone is revving his engine on the street again. Anyways, I think it's kind of weird that a character is named Link because he's the link between the player and the game. And that you can't actually just make an avatar, right? That it makes sense. If the character is called Link, and in older Zelda games you can even put in your own name, then just make it an avatar. It would be interesting, like just like in Avatar: The Last Airbender, like the avatar looks different every time he's incarnated. That would be very cool if the avatar in Legend of Zelda would also be different every time. Maybe not a user-made avatar every time, but just a completely different character every time. I think that would be cool. And I think there's quite a few people who think that Link is actually called Zelda and that he's a girl because he does look kind of androgynous. And it's kind of weird that in Legend of Zelda, your character isn't named Zelda. No, I get it, of course, because he's the main character in the legend about Zelda. But still, yep. Customizing the hero makes so much sense for Zelda. It's kind of crazy. I do have to say that maybe it's because I'm in a different internet bubble nowadays, but I do see a lot less people being annoying about female protagonists in games. But maybe that's just my bubble. Actually, wasn't there in the Skyward Sword, there was supposed to be a second quest where you played Zelda, right? It was in one of the developers' interviews. But Skyward Sword obviously being a game with development troubles, they had to cut it. But they did have the idea, and they really had the chance to do that again in Tears of the Kingdom. I was kind of expecting that. Not expecting, but the idea definitely crossed my mind. I would rather have played Zelda's story, I think, in Tears of the Kingdom than Link's story. Oh, sorry to hear that, Sophicia. I'm going to play a few tunes and then I'm going to eat some ice cream. Prince Star Depths from Super Metroid. That's interesting. I want to give that a go. I have tried to play Super Metroid, but I just couldn't get used to the controls. Super Metroid. Oh, this one is Metroid Dread as well, I think, in one of the cutscenes. It's a weird loop. Creepy time. Alright, that's enough creepy for me. 'Cause I'm freaky. Let's get a goat in a boat. Okay. Nehru is back. Cannoli asks, would you be willing to try to jam to the Elemental Stars from Golden Sun? Let's give it a go. Golden Sun is the old series that Camelot used to make before they started doing the sports games, if I remember correctly. Bum, bum, bum. Game Boy Advance. Okay, so that's gonna be some crusty sounds, folks. There's a restored version. Let's see. Restored. It's strange because the Super Nintendo soundtracks often sounded better than the Game Boy Advance soundtracks. That's because the Game Boy Advance didn't have a dedicated sound chip, if I remember correctly. Ooh, this is cool. So they used... Okay. Super JRPG. That's an interesting track. Motoi Sakuraba. Let's look them up. Oh, he did Star Ocean as well. Whoa, he's got a list. He's been working. Eden Chronicles, One Piece Odyssey. Oh, okay. Mario Golf. Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, he's apparently, Canoli says he's one of the big JRPG composers. I'm not actually much of a JRPG connoisseur. He did Mario Golf, yeah, so he's still working with Camelot, it seems. Jazzy Harmonies. CJ Adams says, would you mind jamming to Melody of Love from Dragon Quest V? Isn't there also Melody of Love in Final Fantasy V? Or something? That'd be a cool coincidence. Melody of Love, symphonic version. Okay, so if it's symphonic, then there's probably not a lot of room for piano, so it's gonna be busy. Not sure what's the correct version. Oh, I think I've heard this before. Yeah. That's nice. It actually kind of reminds me, not the song, but like the cover art reminds me of a track from Chrono Cross, which is also super nice. Um, well, yeah, I think it's this one. Dream of the Shore Near Another World. This is also so nice. Completely differently, but oh yeah, very nice track. Very simple as well. It's just 4 chords. Yeah. Canoli says that bass speaks Chrono Trigger. It does. Kind of the fretless bass sound. Oh, whoopsie. I closed the wrong tab. Anyways. Maybe I should break out different instruments more often. It was nice playing some whistle, just too bad I messed up a few high notes. Anyways. I'm going to stop the stream soon because there were plans to get some ice cream before dinner. And I do like me some ice cream. Especially when it's the ice cream we have here in my little town. Anyways, interesting question from Willem van der Pijl. Do you have any tips on getting better at improvisation? I can play notes, but I cannot make music. That's a question that has many answers. So it kind of depends on your starting position. If you feel like you can play notes and play progressions and stuff, but it's hard to glue them together to make melodies. I think that's what your question is about. My recommendation would be to try to think of your instrument as if it's a voice. So melody essentially, in my opinion, on any instrument is a message, is a sentence. And a sentence needs like breathing. You have to breathe during a sentence, so there's a certain tension. There's a breath, and then the sentence starts and reaches its peak, and then it's going down, and then there's another breath. So if you want to make melodies, improvise melodies, try to keep them as if you're singing them. And sometimes it helps to actually sing along with what you're playing. So let's take the track we just had as an example. So it's a simple chord progression. It's actually just D minor, B flat, F, and C. That's not really a melody that I've been playing. This is more an accompaniment because you couldn't sing this, right? So let's start making a melody, and let's start out very simple. That's something that you could sing, right? And many melodies have a, you could call it a call-response structure, or a before sentence and an after sentence. Not sure what that is in English. Like a voorzin and a nazin in Dutch. So in this case, the call and response. So the call starts a certain way. And the response often starts the same way, but ends a different way. So that's if you want to kind of structure your notes into a melody. giving it a structure first. So question and answer, call and response. And keep it very simple. Make sure that you can actually sing what you're playing, because this is cool. But you can't sing that, right? So it's not necessarily a catchy melody. It's more like a cool riff. Yeah. Aspiring Hero Games says, more instruments would be cool, including the crowd pleaser, the mouth trumpet. I do have to play something with mouth trumpet before I go, right? I'm contractually obligated to do something with mouth trumpet. Oh my god, I have my blouse like open wide, and you can all see that I do not actually have chest hair. Yeah, but it's warm in here, so like it's warm outside, I'm allowed to show that I do not actually have chest hair. The mouth trumpet. So, what's a good mouth trumpet song to kind of wrap this all up? And I'm putting on the mouth trumpet reverb. Mouth trumpet reverb, yeah, yeah. Dankjewel, Willem. Thanks so much for your super chat. Yeah, and if you have any more questions, just leave a comment or join the next stream and just ask it. Mouth trumpet, baby. Good mouth trumpet songs. Give it to me. Oh, I already know. Cannoli says, my god, those wrists, please do not show that much skin. Scandalous amount of wrists in this video. Like my wrists are super, super tiny. Like I have the tiniest wrists that I've ever seen. I'm not a very chunky guy. Not a very chunky guy. Anyways, I'm getting distracted. I was supposed to do some very serious mouth trumpeting. Okay. Someone asked about this one, so let's do it and let's mouth trumpet it up. I'm going to close my window though because I'm not sure if I want the entire street to hear me mouth trumpet. I think it's closed. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. La 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 la. Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, mouth trumpet improvisation, here we go. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Uh-huh. Thank you, everybody. Man, my voice was not warmed up to do mouth trumpet, man. So just a little, telling you a little secret about the mouth trumpet. I'm actually like singing super high. all the time when doing a mouth trumpet. It's like... That's actually just... So, note to self, vocal warm-up before doing a stream next time. The mailman, yay! Hey, there's an interesting message suddenly in the chat. Can you play some Heroes of Might and Magic music, TNC asks? Because that's the mysterious track that I was playing earlier. It was a Heroes of Might and Magic track from Heroes of Might and Magic 4. But of course, Heroes of Might and Magic 3 is the best one. So might have to play some music from Heroes 3 on the next stream. Oh, you missed it. Maybe you can guess, TNC, which one it was. Yeah, very good. Academy. There you go. Now I want to do one from Heroes 3 before I stop. TNC says, funny thing, I've been practicing it from your video. Yeah, so Academy from Heroes of Might and Magic 4, like a crusty old strategy game, was actually one of the first video game arrangements that I did on my channel. Yeah, so that's cute. Thanks for mentioning that, TNC. Yes, if anybody's making a game called The Mailman, send me a message. We gotta get a Mailman reference in there. I've got like 2 Mailman songs, like the Mailman, like the Mailman, and then something with lyrics. And I also have Where is the Mailman? It's also one of my legendary songs. That's made me a lot of money over the years. Making money and doing music, that's like a contradiction in terms. It's time to do some Patreon shoutouts, and then it's time for me to get some ice cream. Sorry, Willem, we're going to have to save the 2017 Breath of the Wild trailer for next time. I hope I'm not missing anybody. Here are the shoutouts. So this channel is supported by Patreons. Seriously, like the advertising income on this channel is it's completely unpredictable, and it doesn't really cross the €200 mark that often. So it's the Patreons and the Spotifys that are keeping me afloat. So I want to give my Patreons a shout out. So these are the top Patreons. I'm shouting them out. I love all my patrons equally. They get some early access to stuff I do, get some downloads to songs early, and just general updates about what I'm doing. You even get you get a CD even if you sign up as a patron, or an album, I should say, with original piano music. So if that sounds like your thing, if you like my piano playing on stream, definitely consider checking out my Patreon. You get some free piano music and lots of extra other stuff. So I would like to thank, first of all, Hopip for this amazing shield, and I will leave a link to the appropriate contact information in the comments. I want to show it once more because it's just too cool. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. It's awesome. It's the awesome shield, yeah. It's even got some, like serious. It's like seriously. I wanted to say seriously stevig. English is hard. Seriously robust. This shield. Hoppip is also a patron, so thank you so much for both, Hoppip. As well as Flashing Fire, Mandylion, Masatoshi, Graham Crackers, HSPER, Tacriel, Clown Pierce, Random Citizen, Lazarus, Aspiring Hero Games, NS, Rio S, Patrick, and Joshua. Thank you all so much. It's always fun to see the patrons on stream, so very cool to see Lazarus and Aspiring Heroes and other folks in the stream. Super cool. So, plans for the channel, plenty of plans. I just hope that I'm able to also execute those plans, but I hope to stream again soon and keep the train going a little bit more again. So thank you all so much for stopping by. And I'll see you all next time. Thank you all. Bye-bye.